Hi everyone! Today we're going to use the dome to make a pie crust with layers of flakiness. The secret is retaining some chunks of butter in the dough before rolling it out. And the dome gives you perfect cutting control, better control than with a food processor. You're going to love this crust. We begin with our flour in a bowl, then add some sugar and some salt, and then mix all of those ingredients together. Then take 7 tablespoons of cold butter, not a whole stick, and cut it in half. One half we'll be putting into the bowl, and the other will be put into the refrigerator. And then cut the butter up by shaving it with the blade part of the dome. You can make the pieces pretty small. Don't worry that you're roughing it up too much. It's only after water is added that the gluten becomes activated and you have to treat the dough gently. Blend until there are no large pieces. It should be somewhat like cornmeal. Add the other half of the butter and divide that into chunks. They can be somewhat larger chunks than the last round, and then make them smaller pieces. But don't make the pieces too small. We really do want to retain some chunks of butter to make that very, very flaky crust. It's time to add water. It should be very, very cold. And then here you want to be kind of gentle with the dough and just take some of the flour and press it down. Keep going round and round, pressing down the flour and butter mixture until it becomes kind of ragged looking and somewhat dough-like. You'll see it really changes the way it looks. Then take some plastic wrap, place it on a counter, and loosely form a dough ball. You don't want to squeeze it too hard. Place that onto the plastic wrap. And next we're going to use the dome to actually flatten it into a disc. Later, you're going to see what we'll be doing with this disc. So we cover it up with the plastic wrap and put it in our refrigerator for at least a half hour. Don't skip this chilling step. And then firm up the edges of the dough by pressing in against the plastic. Put some flour on a board. We're going to start making our layers. Fold the dough in half, take the dome, and press down, sealing the layers together. Then do another fold. Press down again. Do this 2 or 3 times. It's really worth the effort. And then grab your rolling pin, put some flour on the board and on the rolling pin, and start to roll out the dough. The trick is to keep the dough moving, rolling and turning the dough as you work. You can even flip it over to the other side to keep it from sticking. You don't have to rush. You can work slowly. you're making sure that the dough is going to be wide enough to cover a pie plate. You can make grafts, if need be, in order to make the dough more circular. You'll see where you can do it. And then make sure you can separate it from the counter or the board. Wrap it around your rolling pin to lift it up and place it directly in the pie plate. Press the dough into the pan. Here you can make grafts too, as you need to, and then pinch the dough together to make it stand up on the edge of the pie plate. Afterward, we'll do a nice job of fluting it. This is a technique that's pretty easy to do. Here, I'm pushing my thumb against the pie dough from the inside, while my two fingers on the other hand are wrapping around the thumb from the outside. We're going to bake this in a preheated oven until golden brown, but less if you have to cook the filling some more. Don't forget to weight the dough with dry beans to avoid shrinkage. Here's our pie crust. It's very flaky, very buttery, and very delicious.